Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I thought today that I would talk a little bit about my inspiration. This was a question that came up when I posed in my Instagram stories about what type of things people would like to see me do, and this came up a couple of times. People asked me how I get my inspiration for my work and what I do to find my inspiration. So I thought I'd do a little video to show where I get my inspiration for my work from. Montage. So one of the first places I go for inspiration is Instagram, and I specifically look for monthly art challenges because it's a nice way to kind of just dip your toes in. You don't have to think about what it is that you're drawing, you get the prompts. This particular challenge that I'm showing you here is by my friend Natel from Natel Draws Stuff, and she does a monthly challenge called Sketch with NDS where she releases new prompts every month which relate to animals and plants, which of course fits right in with the kind of stuff that I like to draw as well. I really like doing these art challenges because it quite literally challenges me to do animals that I may not have thought of, like this flying fox which I'm showing you here. This is my gouache painting that I did of a flying fox for the NDS challenge, and I really enjoyed playing around with it. I also think that it's a great way to try out new art supplies. If you aren't sure about something, you don't have to worry about what it is that you're drawing. To find my reference photos, I quite simply go into Google, go into image search and type in whatever animal or whatever plant it is I am looking for. That's just a really nice easy way to find some reference images, and then from there I can just quite easily sketch a couple of ideas in my sketchbook before moving on to painting or illustrating the final illustration. Now, one of the other things that I like to do is just open up one of my old sketchbooks, flip through the pages. I'm currently trying to fill a few sketchbooks this year. I usually work in more digital media, and I like to do this as well on my iPad. Just flip through Procreate, take a look at some of the half-finished canvases I made, and see whether or not I gain any inspiration from that. Now, this is particularly good for me as sometimes I tend to get a little bit carried away just doodling away in my sketchbook for hours on end, and so sometimes I forget what it is I have drawn in the past, so this is a nice way to just kind of refresh my memory and see if anything that I drew beforehand sticks. Now, what I like to do then is I like to trace my sketches out onto nicer paper using my light box, and then I just practice with whatever tools I want to practice a little bit more on. At the moment, I'm trying to work a little bit more with watercolors to try and understand them a little bit better, and so I've been doing a lot of my sketchbook sketches in watercolors on watercolor paper just to see if I can learn a little bit more about how watercolors work. Now, the third method that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today is online courses. Now, I really enjoy taking online courses. I enjoy learning at my own pace and learning things that maybe I wouldn't necessarily have thought about learning about before. I think it's a really great way to sort of expand your skill set and just to kind of get a little bit more inspiration as well. I've been using Skillshare quite a lot. Now, I am a Skillshare ambassador. I do have a link. I'll drop it in the description box below. It allows you guys to get 2 free months of Skillshare to try it out. There's thousands of courses on so many different things, and I've been really enjoying doing them. One in particular that I've been enjoying is making your own botanical garden in gouache paints. I was feeling a little bit stuck and didn't really know what it is I wanted to draw, and just watching the very first intro video of this gave me loads and loads of inspiration. I suddenly had this idea in my head of exactly what I wanted to create. I'm still working on this illustration, which is why you don't see a finished version of it, but if you hop over onto my social media channels, again, I'll link those in the description below, I will be sharing as soon as this is ready. Now, another great online learning community to learn from is actually YouTube. One of my favorite online channels is Bardo Brush. She is an illustrator who teaches tutorials about how to use Procreate for the iPad. I love her style. I love how she teaches. I've learned so much from her already. And sometimes I think that lacking in inspiration is because we're putting so much pressure on ourselves to find something new and exciting, and sometimes we just need to be able to play around. So I highly suggest just finding some tutorials online, playing around with the ideas. You never know what's going to come out of them. I did this on Saturday morning before I edited this video, just sketched out some cactuses following her tutorial and had a really fun time doing it. Actually, just having done this, I got a lot of great ideas about other things I could be doing with similar kind of methods, so I'm definitely going to be using some of these ideas in the future. So there you have it. Those are my 3 things I do when I am lacking in inspiration and where I go to find inspiration. I know a lot of people like to recommend going to parks and zoos and various things like that as well. I do really love doing that, and I do generally find quite a lot of inspiration when I'm out and about, but for when you're indoors and you don't really have the funds to be going out to pay for those kind of places, these are really nice easy ways to kind of spark that creativity again. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure that you pop me a comment in the comments box below and tell me what method you liked the look of best. I'd be really interested to hear from you. Make sure that you give me a thumbs up whilst you're there, and if you'd like to help continue to support me to make more videos like this, I would really love it if you would buy me a coffee on Ko-fi. There is a link in the description box below, along with a little video which explains why it means so much to me if you do. Thanks so much guys, and I'll see you in the next video.